Good morning. This is Judy from Artistic Artifacts. I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen you. I was out of the country for a month, which is surreal in itself. So I know that there's been lots of Facebook Lives going on while I was gone. I saw the responses, and thank you very much for tuning in and sharing the word. We really like to broaden our customer base, but also our audience. So sharing our events and our fundraisers are really very helpful, and we thank you in advance for that. So we saw a lot of that going on as well. So as I said, I've been gone for a month. I was in India for a month. Leading a tour for the first half of the month and then conducting some business. So I'm still kind of a little bit wonky as to what's going on now that I've been back for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So I want to just catch you up or catch me up as it is. And the first thing that we'd like to talk about is our fundraiser. So we at Artistic Artifacts, our team chooses an organization to do a fundraise for. And I know that you've had some information from Kyle and from Chris. We tried something new this time. We took some shop samples and various levels of quilt sizes and designs, and so we thought that might be an interesting route to go for this fundraiser for the Leukemia Society. We chose that because of the close affiliation with Kyle, and one of his very close friends lost a sibling to that disease. And as we do these fundraisers, we receive really nice emails from people saying, yes, it's touched me. Thank you for doing this. Last year we raised $5,000 for the Pancreatic Cancer Research Fund, and that was quite successful, and we did that with our holiday stockings and gifts and things. So we would love to raise the same amount. We're finding quilts have a different response to within our industry. So we really ask that you take our event and invite people outside of the quilting industry as well as your quilting and sewing friends. It's a chance. If you purchase $10, you get one chance. Your name is entered into the opportunity to win a specific quilt. So it's some of us have a lot of quilts and might not want another quilt. And if you don't, that's okay. You're welcome to pass. We've added a contribution on our Facebook page, a fundraiser, so that if you don't want any quilts, but you would like to donate to our cause, then please go to our Facebook page, Artistic Artifacts, and there will be a way of donating directly to the Leukemia Society through our gateway. So, or donate directly however you wish. I know the holidays are a time when we're asked a lot. I think it's also a time to realize how grateful we can be for what we have and who we are and the opportunities we have. I definitely am very grateful to have the opportunity to have this business, Artistic Artifacts, and to have you, creative minds, join me. It's just mind-blowing. So please help us raise some funds for the Leukemia Society. It's blood cancers. It strikes all ages from very young to very old. And we would like to help with the money goes to, obviously, research. Research has always been a really big thing. But what I'm seeing now as I investigate some of these is some of these organizations are working with the people who are experiencing the leukemia has entered their lives, touched their lives, and so they're providing counseling, they're providing homes, they're providing group, they're providing information on how to live with it, how to battle it, how to, hopefully we have people surviving it. So these organizations are doing more than funding research. They're helping people every day today. And that's what's really kind of important to us. So we do have all these quilts listed on our website. There are links on our Facebook page. So this one, these were quilt samples for the store. So this was, all of these were made by me. I did the quilting on the first one, but I did not do the quilting on these other two. So they were done by a long armor. And so we have these three. We also have two more quilts that are a little bit smaller. One of the, three more. One is Harriagoon Batik Panel. One is a Crazy Quilt Heart, which I like hearts, so I figured out how to make this shape myself and did the crazy quilt. What's the third one?
Dudley's Color
Wheel. Oh, Dudley's. Yeah, the big one, the really big pieced one that is custom quilted. It's beautiful piece for the wall. It's absolutely, I would say, the most valuable ones out of them. Dudley did the piecing, and then we paid a long arm quilter to custom quilt. And what that means is there's quilting within the pattern where she actually drove the long arm machine to make the quilting pattern, which is much more difficult than, say, a long arm. I'm not saying long arm, it's not difficult, because it is, but where you get an all over pattern. So that's the difference between custom. Kyle's laughing, so I must have put my foot in my mouth.
No, Jen said, bless you, Kyle.
Oh.
Thank you, Jen. Sorry.
Yes. He's, so anyway, so please, we are asking, sharing, that just helps immensely open the window up and allow us to reach more people with this cause. So thank you for everything that you've done for us. We truly appreciate it. Okay, so are there any questions about the fundraiser or anything?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't look like it.
All right.
We've got someone from Isha Di Castro.
Oh, yeah. Anna.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon. It's afternoon there. So great. Yes, that's, we do have a, talking a little bit about travel, is that Liz Kettle and I are returning to Isha Di Castro next September. We have the week booked for classes. The Italian Cultural Tours is taking deposits to save your space because it is limited by our facility. 14 people max, I think, is what we can really take. So please don't wait on that. We do expect it to fill. Every time we go back, it is just more fabulous than it was the first time. So that is a travel plan for sure that's on the books and is scheduled. Now, India, I did spend a month in India. That was really wild to be gone for a month. And so we led a tour there that my husband came on with me, and we had 15 people join us on this tour. And it was down kind of central India, for lack of it. And I have a map. I'm going to try and show you where we were. We covered a lot of territory. It was amazing. We were welcomed everywhere we went. We were in places that were so remote. I have not a clue what the name of the village was, how to get there again, anything, but we were in one town. We were welcomed like visiting royalty. It was, everybody was so gracious. We went into villagers' homes. They were very proud to show us their homes and talk to us about raising their food and raising their families. It because multiple generations are living all together. That is the norm. And they were just happy and smiling, and as they said, friendly, just very friendly. We did a lot of waving. We did a lot of selfies with, took a lot of selfies with people who wanted their pictures taken with us. We did go to Gandhi Memorial, and I think we just got swarmed. And that was, whether it was a child school group that was coming to the memorial, whether it was adults, I think we just got swarmed. I don't think we could walk 2 feet without someone asking for pictures. And some of you might be saying, well, they don't know you. Why are they asking for pictures? We experienced this in Indonesia, and I didn't really understand it either at that time, but it's the people there in these countries, Indonesia and India, are so excited that you came to see their country that they want a picture with you. They don't have to know you. They don't have to know your name. They know that you came from a very far away place, 15 hours at least by plane, and that's if you have not a lot of stops. So it is a huge undertaking to go there, and they are grateful, and they want their picture taken with you. So lots of selfies, lots of pictures, lots of smiling people. So it was really, really great. All right, so let me try to show you first. Let me turn this map around so you can see. So here's Delhi. And most of the time, this is a very, very large international airport and a domestic airport. They have multiple places. They need a little help on how to process people. You would think that they would process people a little bit faster, but they don't do such a good job. And they are building more airports. So, and I can't exactly remember. I have my notes as to where I was at what time. So Delhi, we flew to, I think down here, because we were heading to here, the Tiger Reserve. So this is a national park. They really are working very hard on protecting their animals that have always been part of their world. And so they have these, and you can see them. There's some up here. There's protected acreage that these tigers and wild animals can wander. Because obviously the tigers were starting, as people were encroaching on their land and building their houses, they were getting pushed. Plus there's cows and there's goats and there's sheep and there's other animals that now the tigers are like, oh, I don't have to chase the antelope. I can just go get the cow, which then caused problems too. So they really have done a lot with trying to protect those tigers. It was 2 days. I don't know how many hours we spent in jeeps going where we had a guide who tracked the tigers and looked for them, and I only saw one laying down, so I only saw a little part of him, but there were a couple people on our group who actually saw them walking the road. And it was pretty fantastic, they said. I saw some of the pictures, and it's pretty amazing. For a kid who grew up going to the zoo, and now there's no bars between me and a tiger, that's pretty amazing. So that was wonderful. You're not allowed out of the Jeep. You do have a driver and a guide, and you can fit anywhere from 4 to 6 people in these Jeeps. And you have to present your passport they document who's going in, they document who comes out. It's very run by the government, very precise. So that was a really exciting part for some people. And really all of us. I mean, as I said, I'm a kid who grew up going to the zoo. I haven't seen animals in their habitats, except for, what the National Zoo thought was their habitat. So we were there. We were not, maybe we were 2 to 3 nights in the same place. So we were really moving quite a bit. You were living out of a suitcase. You were on a bus for 6 hours to get to the next city. Sometimes we took a plane. We were in tuk-tuks in Delhi. I mean, it's, you know, like, what is that movie, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles? Well, we weren't in automobiles. But you were definitely, we covered just an amazing amount of places. So then, and I can't remember. Okay, so Bhopal. So, okay, so this area here, which 3 times I tried to say it, so I'm not very good. Where does it go? It's they have states like we have states. Here they have capital. So, okay. Bandhavgarh. Okay, that was the name of the tiger reserve that we went to. So let's see if I can get this state. M-A-D-H-M-A, so M-A-D-H-Y-A. Here we go. All right. Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so here's the state of Madhya Pradesh, and that's where we spent most of our time. Okay, so you can see it's right there. And Indore is the capital, I think. And of course, that's where a plane is. So in here, we went to Khajuraho, which is the Hindu temples. A lot of Hindu temples, big places where they've been restored. They have amazing carvings, a lot of history there. And then we went to Indore. And then where did we go next? Well, so we spent like 3 days in Bhopal. So I have some artwork and stuff to show you from Bhopal. And Meshwar. I don't know. We had another stop. Dave, we were in Meshwar. Okay, and then we ended a tour in Mumbai, so there's another place. Now, if I get my ducks in a row, I'm going to try to do some blog posts about just a few pictures of each one of these very short blog posts, so you can see where we went and what the specialness of the area was, or the reason why we were going there. So this was Delhi here. I think it was 16 days, 15 nights. We ended in Mumbai. People on the tour went their separate way. So then we went past the tour. So we flew from Mumbai to Jaipur. So Jaipur is Rajasthan is the state. And Jaipur is known a lot for textiles. We bring in our wood blocks from Jaipur, our wood block printed fabric from Jaipur. So that we spent 4 days there. So we've been importing from this family that lives in Jaipur for probably 8 years. So we were there. Then we had another supplier that is over here somewhere. And I couldn't find it. I got interrupted. Port and I don't know where it is. So we went from Jaipur to Delhi. Delhi, they don't have the new airport over here, it doesn't look like. Dungard. And then we were over here somewhere. I think we were over here somewhere. So, and then we had to go back to Delhi to fly home. So if you look at this area, we really covered lots of space. Lots and lots of space. And so much more to see. So, any questions so far? Okay. Anybody watching us?
Gwen's making jokes in the comments.
Gwen, yes.
Along with Belinda.
Oh, no. Those are two people that came with us on our trip. Yeah, the bus was a little tough.
Yeah, what did Belinda say? Hold on. Planes, trains, and you can't leave the bus.
That's right. You can't leave the bus. And I don't know about you, but I think every American woman wants to know what the status of the bathrooms are. Some were hairy, some were dirty, some were scary, some were fine. They have Western toilets and they have holes in the ground. So you definitely got arranged there. So that was really pretty funny. So, but we stayed in amazing hotels. Just 5-star hotels, just beautiful amounts of food. I certainly did not lose any weight, so I definitely ate. We drank the bottled water, and we stayed. I think there was only 3 of us that had a slight illness, but we were over it, and most everybody else was fine. I don't think anybody else had any problems. So that was pretty interesting. So, and we went on boat trips in the rivers and the candles lit. I mean, we'll do hopefully a much better job on the blog than I'm doing today here in person. But so as we went, we did buy for the store as we were going to these studios. So, we have a lot of stuff that's still not here. Our plan is to kind of do an India bazaar in February, so that we will probably have some comment sold items, some in-person items, and somehow try to translate and have a little bit more of a PowerPoint to show you the studios we were in, the people who were creating, and what it was like for us to be there. So I'll do a little bit on the blog, but then hopefully we'll have that PowerPoint for February. So one of the places that we went to is, what did we say? Bag. So you have to have my little, I do have samples from one place that, and then we have a box that we haven't opened. So that's, I don't remember what's in it. So it'll be very interesting. You'll get to do my open box. We went to Chandiri, which is a very specific type of silk weaving. It's beautiful. We've actually had some Chandiri scarves that we sold on Comment Sold. And there's the weft the warp is silk. The weft can be silk or it can be cotton, depending on the texture. We bought lots and lots of really nice quality silk scarves. We have not been able to get silk scarves from Indonesia. So that was one of the places, one of the things that we definitely looked for. Bog. Okay, B-A-G-H. So this is some of the work. It's specifically with natural dyes. And this is cotton. And many of the artists who are part of this have come from Persia and relocated to India. So this is natural dyes that they hand block print. There's a general colors that they use that will come out: the red, the black, the brown. And so we have, and this is a little bit of fabric. It's a very lightweight cotton.
Unrelated, but Gwen wants to know what your favorite food was.
My favorite food? I don't even know the name of what I was eating. What did I eat the most? The lentils, I think I ate the most. So Gwen can probably tell me what it was called that I was eating. I think I ate lentils every day. How about her? What was her favorite? So this is, but you can see that this style is all in here. So we bought some scarves. We got some great things for bed covers and tablecloths. I know that that is coming. So this is around the Bhopal area, Bog. and these artists are internationally acclaimed. They enter these contests, and everywhere we went, these families entered these contests. And it is families, it's multiple generations. So the generation before teaches the generation afterwards. This place was a father and some brothers, and then there was like 5 cousins that all started their own studios and worked their way down. So all of this is dependent on the family to pass it down into the generations. I mean, this knowledge is verbal, it's not written, it's shown, it's practiced, it's really quite amazing. Now, this was an artist in Mumbai. So this Gwen, you'll recognize this. So I think this is Gwen. They showed us these samples of these birds. Absolutely, I love them. And Gwen just went, oh, this is mine, this is me. And I went, okay. So then we found another piece. So I got my piece too. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I think it's really quite awesome. And again, they're stressing natural dyes. This is a beautiful raw silk. And then we went through people's storerooms. They had all kinds of samples and product that's made for sale, and 13 American women, because we had 2 guys with us, so maybe 12 American women. I mean, there is not much left. It was like locusts. This is also from the home in Mumbai. Absolutely beautiful. And this was, we had some really great questioning and conversation going on, because it was a father passing the business to the son. And so they were both designers, both had things. He was more traditional, the father was, the son was more experimental. And they actually talked to us a little bit about that transferring of who's in charge, and the father had great humor. It was very, very nice talking to us. I mean, they really pretty much, he said, ask us whatever you want. And he did let the people on the tour go back out to the studio and actually print. So for some reason, I seem to have wilted up there, so I didn't get to print. But I know Gwen did, Belinda did, most everybody did. So we'll actually get to see some results once we get the Indio vat going in the summer. We'll dye them, and then we'll get to see what everybody created. So we're all pretty excited about that. All right. So, what's in the box? See, really. I have an idea. Yes, okay. Yay! Oh, wonderful. Okay, so here we went to, in Bhopal, which is a large city in this area, we found a batik workshop. So we have always, I mean, I know batiks in a lot of places in the world, but we've generally bought most of our batiks from Indonesia. And so this was the first time we had seen a batik studio of this caliber in India. This was first time for me anyway. So they had created their own hand tools, so that they were doing hand drawing, toolless drawing there. They were doing blocks they were using. So, look at this. So this is a Chandiri shawl that they batiked, and it's very, very soft. It's we had, here's this one. This is again, so Chandiri also has this metal on the edges, and that's one of the ways that you know. Can you see that? This and here. This is a indication of Chandiri. So Chandiri is an area that is all looms the whole place is all about weaving and looms, and that was very interesting as well. Oh yeah, look at this. This is all hand-drawn batik. Isn't that beautiful? It's absolutely beautiful.
Someone's asking if you got your shirt from India.
Nope, I did not. I'm waiting for my clothes from India. We did have some things made that we thought we might be able to offer to our customers that kind of are sizing that would work with a lot of people. So this is another hand-drawn piece. Vishnu is the one of the top gods. So a lot of that is there. These, oh my goodness, yay! Yeah, there's some beautiful things. These are like bed covers. So you can see this is a block print that they did with the wax. And some of the other resists that they do in India is you will block print with a pigment and then you put sand over it. And that's another way of doing resist, which we did that as well. So what else is in here? Oh, we have these pieces in the store. We have several of them in the store. We've had several of them on comments sold, and I only bought this one. It was in a village. It was either really dirty or really old or both. So I actually think I'm going to try and wash it by soaking it like in a bathtub, because it is very dusty over there. Things are dusty and dirty because they dry on the ground, or if they're drying in their home, it's hung up in their home, and it's on the plateau of the home. They have a clothesline, and you got cars going by and big humongous trucks kicking up the dirt. So they definitely need to wash some things. So this was only a one piece that we found, and it was in an off the beat place, so I thought it might be old. Some more batiks. Then we went to a ladies cooperative that was doing some very specific beading. So this was kind of some of the things that they were making. So we bought a little. So that was our primary job, is to help the economy over there. I think we did a good job. Did you get it? Sorry. And this, I had never seen this before, but this is a tube. This is a bead. So they would cut it, they would put a thread through it, whether they would cut it first and then they would put a thread through it. So it's a tube bead, but this was really, I had not seen that before. Okay, so did anybody see the Facebook post that I was on India TV? So TV in India. So I was in the newspaper, and then I was first on India TV. So we go to this very small town to see how they weave duris. Well, the whole town came out. I mean, like the whole town came out to see us. People were in their doorways, they were in their windows, they were up on their roofs, and we're walking through the village to get to this weaving studio. So when we got to the weaving studio, we had wanted them to show us their looms and show us how they do their work and show us their work. Well, all of the villagers kept pushing into the studio. So we really couldn't see, we really couldn't understand what was going on. And they just wanted to know why we were there. They were watching us. So someone said, let's take you to our home. So we had led a procession to the home, and they tried to close the door. So they start showing us, we just said, just show us what you've made. We want to see what you make. So the next thing is, and we're all looking, they're showing us, they're talking to us about their rugs. And this is like the only studio in this whole area that is still doing this. And that means if it's a studio, it's a family, multiple generations. The grandparents, the parents, the children are learning. And so they're all showing us the rugs that they made and who made them. And the next thing we know is we look up and the house is full. So, and we looked around and we went, but I thought nobody was going to be coming out. Oh, that's cousins. That's aunts and uncles. That's sisters and brothers. And the next thing we know, we look up and we see a television camera. So one of the women on the trip said, Judy, go over there and talk to them. I'm like, okay, I can't speak any language but English, but I can go say hi. So I did have my couple of minutes of fame in India as they interviewed me as to why I was there. And I can't remember any of the questions he asked me because I was like, oh. But it was fun. So we did buy many rugs. And you're like, Judy, why did you buy rugs? Well, when you see these rugs, you'll understand why I bought rugs. So again, this is all going to be part of our Indian bazaar. But these are the type of rugs, and they sell them to their countrymen. So these are in their homes, and these are woven on very, very large looms. They are woven with recycled fabrics. India recycles everything. I know people have the impression that it's a dirty place, and it's dirty only because of the invention of polyester, what's the word I want? Plastic for candies, plastic for this, plastic for that. That's the problem. They don't know how to recycle that. They're working on it. But otherwise, I'm telling you, they recycle everything. So they spin their own cottons. They do everything there. Let's see. So I bought quite a lot of these. And this will be part of our bazaar that we have. And then I was only able to get one cotton sheet. I'm going to try and take this home and wash it and see if it folds up. The cotton should expand a little bit. So they make these cotton sheets to sell the villagers. So that village was very impactful in what our response was that they had to us and what we had to them. So when we left the home of the people who had the rugs, we had a couple of motorbikes in front of us honking their horns, walking in front. They had kids on the bikes. They had people walking the sides, carrying babies. I mean, you really felt like you were the President of the United States with, kiss my baby, hold my baby. We had this long line of people behind us who escorted us to our bus. And they were just smiling and laughing and waving. And it was definitely an event that probably will last for 10 years there because they don't get a lot of tourists. But we hopefully gave the family who makes these rugs some incentive or some promotion power to be able to make more and to sell more. So that visit was a huge part, and I have to say we really were welcomed everywhere. People are very happy, they're very grateful to see you, very interested in why you're there. India is a country of hospitality. They really are looking out for you, and I just really enjoy traveling in that country. So I don't plan on going back to India next year. At the earliest, I will go back to India in 2024, and I have a couple of options that have been submitted to me as trips. So probably halfway through 23, we'll be able to give you some ideas on what the plans are for traveling. Sign up for our newsletter. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll give you some information about how we're going to do India and our bazaar. Hopefully that will be in February. We're looking at dates now, so we'll be publishing them pretty soon. Please help us with our fundraiser. We thank you in advance. $10 gets you one chance. $50 gets you 5 chances. So we will really appreciate anything that you can contribute at this time. And if you're not interested in the quilt, that's okay. It does not hurt my feelings whatsoever, because I know most of us that are making quilts have a lot of quilts. So it's all right. Just make a contribution on Facebook if you can. Any questions?
What was the name of the village?
I don't know.
That was the only question.
That was the only question. I'll be better when I try to do my blog post. And you know that Sharon will make a note of it in the newsletter when we have the blog post. So I started them. I didn't get very far, but I will try to do a better job of that this time. So, all right. We need to open the classroom. We actually have a Serger Basics class today. And we are working on the schedule for next year. So send us any comments or requests for Facebook Lives. We're working on a couple of things for classes. I don't know that we'll go back to how we were before the pandemic, but we were definitely talking about adding some and working that. So give us some feedback. We love to hear from you. Sometimes we can make it happen, sometimes we can't, but we do truly appreciate all your feedback that you give us. So thank you. Have a great day. Be creative, and we look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Oh, did you end yet?
Nope.
Oh,
I just
okay.
stopped it.
Wow. All right. Sorry. I'm not quite on the schedule yet. This Thursday, we're having a comment sold that you can go to your app and get our Artistic Artifacts app and download it. And we have gift ideas. Whether they're for you or for someone else, we're not going to tell anybody. Some people sit their husband in front of the TV or their significant other and say, okay, just hit that buy button, then you're taken care of. So we are on a first name basis with some of those significant others that are looking for some great things for theirs. So comments sold Thursday, 7 o'clock, gifts. Reminder will be in the newsletter. If you are on comments sold, you will get a reminder in the messages. So sorry. Okay, now you can go. Thank you.